Hey, good morning. Once again, this is Kaz, and you're joining us for another edition of the Mellow947 Stopover, where we introduce to you people who are movers and shakers in their own right and have made it upon themselves to make an impact today in society and also to give back. Now, this morning, we are taking a little bit of their time, I know, from their busy schedule, but I'm glad that they're here with us today and they are stopping over. Now, it's a brand new month where everything is new, fresh, and hopeful. And in these days of the pandemic, hope is just one of the things that we so need in our lives. Now, luckily, our guest today, with all her achievements, can give us a little bit of that, as she is one of the top ranking young creatives in the Philippines and was ranked number one, mind you, in the YouTube leaderboards Philippines for Coca Cola's The Happiest Thank You. Now, aside from that, she was also responsible for launching and establishing the presence of Aquafina in the Philippines, of which the image model or brand ambassador is, as far as I can remember, is none other than Miss Universe 2015 Pia Wurtzbach. Now, we have her today to talk about something that a lot of us has been doing since the pandemic began last year. Now, cooped up in our homes, there was nowhere to go. There was nothing to do apart from eat, of course, but to make our living spaces better, more functional, and one that would be a source of joy and comfort. Now, to talk about that and also a little bit of business sense and probably how to sharpen your that particular acumen of yours, let's bring in today and welcome Miss Frances Cabatuando. Let's welcome her in.
Hi,
Hello.
morning. Hi, guys. Hi, mga
Hi,
kapitbahay.
good morning, Francis. Welcome to the Mellow 947 Stopover. Glad to have you over. Now, as I was reading some details of your bio to introduce to you today, I marveled at how much you've accomplished in such a short time. Was there ever some sort of game plan on how you're going to achieve that?
Not really. It's actually interesting how you introduced me with my advertising background, and it's been a while since I've been introduced that way. Because normally, when I get on radio or interviews, it's always, "Hey, founder of Home Buddies," but
Okay.
my advertising background isn't surfaced anymore. So now
All
that
right.
you mentioned all the work that I've done and as a creative, it's just refreshing and how I got from advertising to being the Homebodies founder. It was never planned. It's just the pandemic happened and the pandemic changed things. So this is the new normal for me now, I guess.
New normal for us, literally. Yeah. So you're also a graduate of BS Advertising Management from De La Salle. Yes, I'm going to be pulling in from the past as we get on to the interview. But I was wondering, was that the course was that your first choice of a course, or did your parents steer you in that direction?
I think the course was a compromise that I enjoyed later on. So I remember I wanted to do a creative course. So anything on multimedia arts or something about fine arts or things like that. So that's what
Mhm.
I wanted, or even com arts. But
Okay.
I come from a very conservative family, Filipino Chinese, and my mom was saying, "No,
Mhm.
you have to take a business course." So she was insisting on accountancy.
Oops.
Even like, my dad was saying, why are you taking like useless courses? Why can't you like
Oh
be a doctor?
my gosh!
Something
I can so relate to that.
So I guess the course was a compromise because it's still a business course under LaSalle's College of Business. But I looked at the curriculum and it had photography class, it had
Okay.
copywriting class, it had Photoshop class even, and events. So I was like, well, if I had to spend like, the first 2, 3 years
Hmm.
studying something I don't like, at least for the majors part, I can
Yeah.
study what I like. And that's a compromise for me.
Good,
So
good. It's nice that you've learned about compromise earlier on. Most people these days still refuse to compromise, even if they're way past their 40s or whatever. But you know, I was wondering, what is it about advertising that you found so appealing?
I think when it was introduced to me by a professor, they say advertising is the art of persuasion. So it's really
Oh, I like
getting
that.
people.
The art of persuasion. Yes, I've never looked at it that way, but you can thank your professor for that. I am going to use that soundbite. Gagamitin ko yan.
So by the art of persuasion, it could be a lot of things, but ultimately it's getting people to act on something, whether you want them to
Right.
buy something,
Hmm.
start a movement, go out there and dance whatever dance you want them to dance, right? That's
Right, right.
really what advertising
Throw
is.
a party on EDSA during rush hour. Sige, fine. Go ahead. If you can do that, provided di ka mahuli.
So that's what lured me to it, like that power to create something. Say if it's a jingle and you
Mhm.
witness people singing that jingle even if you don't know them, so that's the power of advertising, I guess, and that's what's exciting, and why
Right.
I'm here.
There's a little bit of subliminal programming into that as well. I'm sure. Whoever came up with the power of advertising probably delved a little bit into psychology as well. So I'm sure those two things have a lot in common. And that's how life sometimes is. It throws you a curveball, and that the industry that you work in is not exactly the course that you studied or graduated from. And you said that advertising is if not for advertising, what kind of industry do you think you would see yourself in?
I don't i don't know really. So if people when people ask me like what do you do outside work, there's really not much hobbies that I have, because I really enjoy learning new things. So I jump from one thing to another. So I could be interested in baking one time. Then after some time I get so bored with it, or like I want something else. So I would focus
Okay.
on yoga and then
Right.
something.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. I won't be surprised if down the line there's some sort of yoga group for on Facebook for people who like to redecorate their homes. You might probably be the one responsible for that, if in case. um,
Yoga buddies.
yeah, like home yoga buddies or something, like yoga live or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure some people would do that, and we welcome the chance to attend a virtual yoga class, because physical classes are not a thing for now. You're also an associate creative director for, I hope I got this right, Densu uh, Jaime Sifu. Is that it?
Saifu. Hi, Masaifu.
Saifu. I'm sorry, Jaime Saifu. Is that still ongoing, or you've stopped already for that one?
I'm still with them. So
You're still with them.
still.
You're still handling. You handle brands like Ajinomoto, Shell, and others. Just out of curiosity, do you get to have any say in the brands that you handle, or is it just part of the job and you get assigned to whatever brand befits, let's say, your experience or your tenure?
Yeah, most of the time you enter an agency and you know the brands that are in there. So that's really what you're signing up for. What
Okay.
specific brand you'll get.
All right.
Usually it's assigned, but you can request, or sometimes they look at your experience as well. So if you've handled a lot of food brands, then they're most likely to give you food brands as well when you move. But there's always room, I guess, in advertising or in ad agencies. It's very fluid, so you can always request for things, and most of the
Okay.
time they grant it to you.
Or if you're aggressive enough, you can go after a particular product and wrestle them from
Yeah.
another agency. Yeah, it really depends. Aside from this, I also read that you are also a designer and a content creator for Nobi Home. This is an IG account that you maintain, and I see that you post shots, let's say, from your condo, how things look like, how things can be rearranged to maximize space. Do you think interior designing can also be another feather in your cap that you would like to add, in case?
If I do find time to like go back to school, why not? It's been one of the things that I'm thinking of. Like, should I take a degree or like, courses? But definitely, I mean, why not? I'm not closing my door for
Great,
that.
great.
But
Never.
also,
You should never close your
yeah,
doors. Right.
another path is like, it's not just interior design, but what if I go into wood making or furniture making? It's like, um, it's not
Oh,
normal or it's not usual for women to do that. So it
true,
might
true,
be
true.
interesting if, like, I want to like show that women can also handle the heavy power tools or like make woodcraft and things that before men would just do. But then everybody uses furniture, so why can't women create furniture as well? So that's also
Yeah.
some of the things that in my head.
Great, great. Oh, that reminds me of this one show that I watched, Restaurants on the Edge. wherein a group of people specialize in different sectors of the food industry. They kind of like build up restaurants that are teetering or on the brink of closure. And there was this one lady. She's a chainsaw artist. So that what you just said about working in furniture reminded me of her. So she's awesome. Chainsaw artist. She would carve totem poles with the use of a chainsaw. It's like, how awesome is that? All right. So speaking of homes, and here's where we talk about this. You've created this Facebook community that's called Home Buddies, and you made it this September of last year. So happy anniversary! one
We're
year
all
ago. 1 year ago. Um, can you tell us what brought you to create the group? Which, by the way, I totally forgot. I was actually also a part of it up until I rechecked because it sounded familiar. I said, Home Buddies. How come I kind of like know that? Oh, I'm already there.
Yeah, so how I got into home buddies, well, we did tap on my Instagram, so it was No Be Home. Before it was just me, posting because I moved out 2019. I moved out
Mm,
2019, so I had this empty condo where I'm now. So every time I would buy something as your token millennial, I would post it like, here's my journey. This is from nothing to something. So I just wanted to
yeah.
document that. But the pandemic happened, and around like mid-year July, I noticed a lot of people started asking me like, where did you buy that? How did you do that? Can you help me design my space? And they would sometimes send me links. Hey, this I think this would look good on your page. And I was noticing that they're strangers. Like I don't know how they found me, but for
Hmm.
some reason they did. And
Probably
so
through No Be Home.
yeah. And so I just decided to like gather them together in a community, in a Facebook group. Because like on Instagram, it's harder because it's one on one. But then
Yeah.
sometimes discussions about homes is better when you have more people talking about it. Because like everyone has an input, and it's just more, it's just I guess I got obsessed about home things at some point. So I keep changing my home. Like my the position of where my bed is. It used to be here,
Mhm.
now it's in that area. So it's nice that I guess I'm not alone during the pandemic doing that thing. So it also helped me like mental wellness wise, right?
Right.
It was
Right.
nice to know that I'm not alone going through this thing, and a lot of people are actually doing the same thing as me. So yeah.
You said about repositioning your bed or moving it from one space to the other. Do you consult feng shui to do that, or no, or none at all? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, no, no, not feng shui. But it's more of, I don't know, because I think I practice yoga, so it's more of like the energy. So I
Hmm.
feel like sometimes when I put my bed at a certain position, it doesn't flow well. Like I'm always grumpy, and that's the
Okay.
time that I would reposition it.
Ah,
So I'm just like following the energy of my room. I don't know if it's like related to feng shui, but it's more of my connection with the place.
right. Well, it could be a little bit of that, and probably geomancy as well. Um, because yoga is all about energy, and feng shui is in a way also about energy. So I'm sure there's some sort of meeting point between those two. If I may deviate for a bit, what have you learned with regards to, let's say, positioning your bed by the door? There's so many people who say that, oh, you cannot put your door, I mean your bed, directly facing the door. People should not see your bed when they open the door. So has moving your bed helped you to understand that there's actually probably some truth to that? Or what is the best position to put your bed in?
I don't know. I mean, this is just my thought on feng shui and things like that. I think they say it's more of luck, but it's also like very practical decisions. Say you don't put your bed by the door because if someone opens it and you're doing something in your bed, wink, wink, then someone will see you, or you don't want people seeing you like lying in your bed, right? So it's more of a practical reason.
Okay.
But if for me, the best place to put my bed is by the window because it helps me wake up earlier because the
Okay.
sun wakes me up. So before I used to position my bed away from the window, but then I realized it's really better if it's closer to the window. So I wake up early on time without having to ring my alarm. So it's like a natural alarm clock waking you up.
Nice, nice. Filtered Sun. Anyone who joins the group will definitely not only get life hacks, but if not house hacks as well, but make friends on the group. And I take it that you've met some of the members personally as well.
Yeah, interesting how, it's a pandemic and we think, oh, it's hard to meet friends now. But actually, I feel like I've gained more friends during this pandemic because of homebodies, even virtually. So, the first moderator that I included in homebodies is Pam, and Pam actually lives in Bohol. We've never
Wow.
met in person. We probably would have never met if the circumstances were normal, but because I think she just moved into her home, also in 2020, and we found each other online for some reason through common hashtags, and she was doing the same thing as I am. So yeah, that's how we met. And then also for home buddies, um, apart from Pam, who is in Bohol, I also met Celestina, who's now in Baguio, La Union, and a lot of like other moderators that I have now in the group are people that I've never met in person. So it's interesting.
Nice. Nice. I like the posts in the group because they're all posts from people from all walks of life, and it's so inclusive. I mean, whether you are an interior designer or not, you can certainly post a hack or two. Was that how you envisioned the group to be when you first created it? That it cannot be just for people who are into interior design or people with a degree or whatever. Was that something that you put some thought in when you made the group?
Yeah, because I felt like if I am able to design my home and I'm not an expert on it, for sure I can also learn from someone who's also just trying to improve his home by himself, diba? Like
Hmm.
parang I also like the idea of how can we improve spaces without having to spend much. Like with whatever we have, I'm sure we can do something about it, like a discarte or a practical advice. But also like the more people who are DIYing, I also understand now the value of also consulting professionals. Because like DIY takes a lot of money and also time for you to like figure out the things that you need. But
Yeah.
sometimes consulting professionals is the faster and easier way to go. So it depends on your goals. Like if you're the type who doesn't enjoy DIYing, then reaching out to professionals is the thing to go. But if you have the patience and you really want to be involved, then you can DIY things that, you know, and make it like a journey and a process, and you will enjoy it. So but
Right.
it's not how, yeah, like you said, it's different people coming together, because it's nice how the group caters to whatever people need right now. As long as it's
Mhm.
about home, you can find it there.
Right. Right. Do some people, let's say, advertise their services as well? If, like, say, if you're an architect and they say that, oh, you're building a house but you don't know the ins and outs of that, an architect can step in and help out. Do people also do that? They're allowed to do that, right?
So the thing with the group is we don't want it to be a marketplace. So
Okay.
when people promote or self promote, we usually encourage them to not just offer their services but provide helpful insights or tips. So I always tell
Okay.
people that you let your work speak for you. So you let your kindness resonate to people, and let them message you if they really want to learn more from you. But for people to just post to sell or to promote, we don't allow. But if you're
Yeah.
helpful, there are a lot of helpful like professionals who, you don't have to force them to like share
Mhm.
the insights. It's just that they see a lot of problems in the group being shared by people, and they would voluntarily share their insights. Those are the members that I really look up to, and encourage to please post more because we're learning so much from you.
Right. In short, don't be hard sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The art
Uh,
of persuasion. Again.
it, yeah, it will add to that frustrations. Like I came to this group to feel less stressed. But why am I seeing this now? But one of the recent posts that I like is this user who wrote the date of when they first changed their gas tank for a new one, and that way you get to monitor how much gas that you use. I love that they do that, but I sort of do the same with canned goods that I buy in the grocery. I'd write the date at the bottom and flip it on top so that I see the dates and keep the top part of the can clean, where you always open it dust free. That's a hack that my mom would do, and I sort of adopted that for myself as well. Is there a hack that you recently learned or probably would want to share with our viewers today?
A hack that I recently learned. Well, there's a lot of hacks that I see in the group. Um, one of the hmm, one of the things that I applied is that, if it's funny because it's a problem of mine because I live in a studio, and because it's a studio, it's one square. So I always see the clutter in my kitchen, and I realized that, you can never remove the clutter in your kitchen. So what I did was create a curtain divider that makes my kitchen disappear when I can't bother to clean it. So it from here, from my perspective now looking at it, it just looks like I have an additional window that's closed by a curtain. And
Right,
guests
right.
when they come in, the few friends that come over, they think that, oh, you have so much windows, but then when they open it, oh, it's the kitchen. So that's one of the hack that
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It hides the kitchen that needs to be tended from time to time, especially when you're alone. Some people are joining us today this morning. Chrislyn Villarosa, good morning to you, and she says good morning as well to you, Francis.
good
Uh,
morning.
Keith Hidalgo saying hi,
Hello, good morning.
and Maki Santos. Hello, Maki. Yay! There's someone who also loves that show, The Restaurants on the Edge. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Check it out. Um, Keith has also what's this? Oh, okay. He says, can do a shout out to their small business. It's called 3K Savory House. Where is it?
Wow. Oh,
Where
wow.
is it?
Wait. And what do you sell?
Yeah, 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 exactly. Josie, Josie Kaindoy.
Hi, Josie.
Yan, sabi niya, hello Mayora, pa-shout out po.
Hello, Josie. Nice to see you here.
Maki has another question, or that's more like a comment. It says, hi Francis, Home Buddies is so successful. It's helpful and inspirational. What do you think is the key in maintaining such a great community? I like this
That's
one.
a nice question.
Yeah.
I think it's making people understand that, this is not just an online group. We are not just on Facebook. It's making people realize that everyone who posts there are actual people who have actual homes. So whenever they share things, it's probably things that they already applied in their home. So it's real, it's a real advice. And sometimes they post with pictures. So there's proof that they did it. So you can't, parang think it's fake, and it's actually something that you can already apply in your own home. So once you realize that people um, are real, you would also be nicer to them. Because then, that's also why whenever I do my message to the community, I always say, I refer to them as kapitbahay. We call it
Yeah.
our online barangay. Because I want people to understand that we are real people coming together. So we have to be kinder with our words. We have to be mindful of the jokes that we throw, because sometimes jokes can be offensive to other people. So yeah, it's like just being real kapitbahays. I always tell them, be the kapitbahay you wish to have, diba? Like you don't want kapitbahays who are very loud, who make chismes and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave that to the other communities who prefer to do that. Carla Davila is also joining us this morning. Likewise, Juan Miguel Gamocha. Maki also has another question. What do you think sparked the popularity or the vitality of the group?
I think it's the trends that happen in the group. So
Mhm.
when Home Buddies was a smaller group, it was easier to make things trend organically, because it's a small group and people get curious and people see all the posts that happen in the group. So I think we went from, say, when we created the Team Kahoy, Team Puti, because like it was it's hard to grasp the concept of Scandinavian or Nordic, right? As
Right, right.
Filipinos, don't
Yeah.
understand that. But when we say, gusto kong style yung team kahoy, team puti, you understand it automatically kasi
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's a color preference, right? So I
Right.
think that's one of
Or
the
Team Paluchina. Yeah. Yeah. There's
or
that.
team ito yung team pink, right? So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
easier for you to like associate yourself or know what you need to do. So that's one of the trends that started. And then I guess a lot of celebrities started joining or influencers. There's Slater Young who joined in, and we know that Slater has like a lot of home content on YouTube. So
Right.
it
Right. He's
yeah,
an architect, right? Or is an engineer?
engineer. He's an engineer.
Engineer. Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's also that. And then the biggest one, the biggest push is really Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho. Like that's from 500,000 to like 2 million members. That's how big of an impact KMJS was to the group. So I guess it's really homebodies getting into mainstream TV. That's what sparked the growth.
Yeah, and the members will continue to come in. I have no doubt about that. Jason Villesa says, "Good morning, Mayora. Looking fresh kahit Friday na."
Wow, thank you. It's the lighting from my windows.
See? So there's that perfect advice. Put your bed close to the window when you are going to do a Zoom call or this in this case an online interview because natural light will just make you look fresh.
Vitamin D.
Leilani Pastorero Mohal, hello, good morning, as well. All right. How many members are there in the group as of this morning? Can you check or do you have a
2.9. I think it's
2.0?
2.9.
Wow, 2.9. Oh my goodness. Wait, let me check the group now. And okay, Facebook, mabagal ka na naman. Yeah, there you go. 2.9 members. Wow, 2.9 M members. My goodness. That is just I'm sure you're also floored and overwhelmed when you have some time to yourself and you think back, I just started this last year and I just started it to kind of like keep me sane, and now it's like 2.9.
Yeah. I mean, I still can't believe it. I mean, people would sometimes message me like friends, oh, you're popular na. But then like me, not really. It's a group that's popular. I still, I'm still me. I'm still rearranging my home. Yeah, but I can't believe it. How big.
All right, Maki Santos says also, wow, 2.9. Let's see. Mod Mod Dagoy, or is it Dagoy? I hope I am not butchering your name. Says good morning to both of us. And do you have any top picks for Budol this coming 10-10?
Well, today is world starts the World Coffee Month.
Yes, International Coffee. Yeah,
Yes.
International
Woo, I
Coffee
love
Day.
coffee.
Oh, who does not love
So,
coffee? That's what I said earlier on air. If you have the whatever expensive coffee that you may have, or still the best coffee that you may have, whether it's branded or not, open it and take a whiff, brew it, because there's no better way to do that than now. Okay.
yeah. So that's my top pick for Budol this coming 10-10. Like, invest in your coffee nook. So
Yeah.
whether it's a coffee machine, your coffee grinder, or a mug, anything related to coffee, let's give a good tribute to this
Right.
wonderful thing
Right.
called coffee.
And if let's say adding a Swarovski jewel to your coffee mug will will elevate your coffee drinking experience. Heck, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pauline Jane Balingit says, "Hello, Mayora. Bagay new look."
Because I cut my hair.
Aha.
I don't have bangs before. It's the first time I think they're seeing me with like full bangs. Which I cut myself.
Um, Jason asks, "Thank you, daw sa lighting tips. What's your favorite type of coffee, Mayora?"
Are you asking like coffee bean or like the drink? If the drink usually like espresso based because I like it with milk.
Okay, just your regular latte. You're good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Marilyn Nang says coffee is life. I so agree. I'm on IF, so I'm not having anything yet. But probably after this interview, I probably would have. Maud says, since we just entered the spookiest month of the year, do you have any tips for making our rooms or spaces spooky but still comfy?
Well, my first question is, why would you want your space to be spooky? Like, I get scared because I live alone eh. So, parang sometimes there's some things, I always keep light at night. So, I want to like, I mean, just so I don't feel so alone and it's dark. But if you
Right.
want like spooky cause like a mood for Halloween, I think if you're trying to live minimalist like me, you can play with lighting. So like now you can buy those color changing bulbs, right? Or the
Yeah.
LEDs. So you just
That's
change it to red and suddenly it's like Halloween.
Yeah, or if you have a nightlight in the shape of a pumpkin, that would go. That would be okay.
Yeah.
That would make your spaces spooky and comfy. Or if you really want it just spooky, I don't know, just drape a white curtain somewhere and put eyes on it, and and make sure that you don't scream at the 3 a.m. when you wake up.
Or those there are things that you buy on online stores, right? Yung mga maliliit na spiders or like
Oh yeah,
ano
I have those. I have those on my bookshelf. I've been meaning to share one. Well, it's not Halloween centric, but something. But I'll share it on the group, and you'll see it. It's a Russian teacup, just in line with my books. Since I love books, so my bookshelf is the one thing that I always arrange and rearrange and take down and put back up again. So okay, Jason says noted, Mayora. What about coffee beans? He says he's going to be posting at Home Buddies. Ng aking bike coffee shop pretty soon. That's what he's gonna be posting.
Wow.
Wow,
Well,
is that
congrats.
nice?
Yeah, congrats on your
Congratulations.
bike coffee shop. For
Where is
beats,
it located? Jason, let us
oo
know.
nga. Yeah, para we can visit or you can visit us if it's like a roving coffee shop.
Uy,
But for
pwede.
local beans, I my go-to brands are Candid Coffee, Yardstick,
Mm.
and there's this brand called Kauri Coffee. So
Yes.
those are
Correct.
the three brands that I rotate. Um, Ideally, you support local brands. Para naman, di ba, we help our farmers at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Tama na yung Colombian coffee. Tama na yung mga iba. Tayo naman. Philippine coffee naman. I so agree with that. Okay. Any more questions that we have not answered? I think we are all good. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. For those who have not followed and would want to follow you, what are the social media accounts once again, so that they can be updated on all the hacks that they need to know?
Yeah, and if you want to join Home Buddies community, you can go to facebook.com/groups/homebuddiesph, or you can just search it like Home Buddies. It's gonna be the first one to appear probably. It's the logo with the circular logo with the house in the middle with the heart. So that's the group to follow. If you want to follow my personal journey on my home, which is very minimalist Scandinavian design, or sometimes it's cute because I have a lot of pink stuff as well. You can follow me on Instagram. It's instagram.com/nobi.home.
That's NOBI, right?
Yes, not home.
Yeah, nob.home. That's right. You keep that minimalist thing going for yourself. You're gonna put Marie Kondo out of the job.
She's my hero and I like her. I follow her a lot.
Jason says he's from Muntinlupa, but yeah, he can go to places, pwedeng mag-bike ride and then coffee. Okay. Connie says hello to us. God bless you, Mayora. Uy, sama ako sa blessing. Salamat. Salamat, Connie. Thank you. That's Connie Medina Isla. All right. Thank you so much for spending a brief moment of your time today, Francis. And I'm sure that the group will by the end of the year, it's going to be probably what 5.5 m. I don't know. I won't be
Parang
surprised.
mahirap yun.
Medyo maglalaki ng allocation for that particular account. Then mapapansin ka na ni Facebook. Yeah.
Sana.
Then, and then what if Mark Zuckerberg calls you up, say, Francis, are you the manager of this group? Because we've got a problem and we're yung pala pababayaran ka pa, no? Ay,
Or baka they want a Homebodies America.
why not? Why not? Hey, why not? Why not? Why not? Um, okay, may pahabol si Maki. Maki says, anong picks mo daw for Big Boodle sale? Maki is in the mood to spend.
Wow. So
Wow,
in the group,
that's it.
actually, since we just had our anniversary, we launched this big boodle sale. So we gathered all the sales happening that are home related. So we had around 700 brands actually. So if you want me, top picks is really going for the small and local businesses. So you focus on that, and then I guess one of the things that sobrang laking deals are for the cleaning services. Go check
Mm,
those out because they offer like free plus plus that normally when you book for cleaning services, you will have to pay for everything like deep
yeah.
clean and then the sofa shampooing and whatever. I think the cleaning services that are in the budol big budol sale throw in a lot of freebies, so you can check that out. And there are a lot of mga 20%, 50%. So I can't really choose one because it's unfair, but go check out the entire list.
All right. We'll do that. For those people who would want to clean their sofa but not sure how to do that, then I'm sure these cleaning services will be able to help you out. Pauline Balingit says, thank you, Mayora, for creating Home Buddies. Daming ideas and inspiration. Ching Livara, more power to you, Mayora. And kasama ko. Yes, go Home Buddies. Is there a tagline for Home Buddies that I may have missed out, or wala pa bang tagline? Gagawa ba tayo ng tagline?
Ano bang tagline? Baka the listeners can create
O
one for us.
parang,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah. For those watching us, pwede kayo maglista dyan. Some sort of catchy hashtag for Home Buddies. I mean, apart from the obvious hashtag Home Buddies, but something else that will make Home Buddies, stand out and know that, oh, okay, it's, kagagawa ni Mayora to. Parang ganun.
Yeah, I think the hashtag for that is hashtag Budol is real.
Yeah, budol is real. Or if not, after the budol, may panibagong hashtag na magka-trending. Because of you, Mayora. Napabili ako nito because of you, Mayora. Oh boy. Thank you once again, Ms. Francis Cabatuando, for coming over today. It's been it's a pleasure to talk to you. And finally, I get to meet the Mayora of Mayoras. This has been Kaz, and let's see who we get to invite in next time for the Mellow 94.7 stopover. Till next time, keep it right here on All Hits Mellow 94.7. Sounds good.
Thank you.